Give it a second. Because I know I got a notification for it. Oh my god. It should be starting now. It delayed. I forgot to switch over to
So welcome back, everyone. And now we're going to have the lighting of the youth candle. I'm going to light it. So I'm going to light Reverend Michelle is coming to light it. So Reverend Michelle has lit the candle on behalf of all the youth of the world. Let us behold the Christ in them. So we're going to say the blessing. We love you. We appreciate you. We salute the Christ in you. And we see you shining lights onto your world. God is blessing you now. And so it is. And so now we're going to have the Temple Mission song. A little later, I know some of you may be wondering who is our drummer, so we'll introduce him a little later. All right. So now it's time for our announcements and reminders. So are there any first-time guests worshiping with us in the sanctuary this morning? I'm not seeing. Okay. Our usher is coming to place a sticker on you that say, "We behold the Christ in you." Just keep standing. She'll soon be here. And if you are online for the first time, can you just put it in the chat that you are here for the first time and know that we behold the Christ in you. Okay. On Tuesday at 6 p.m., I'm asking you to join me for spiritual mind healing service, where I'll be speaking about spiritual gardening, right? So we are the gardeners in this thing called life. So please join me on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Yeah, I know, it's name and nature. So on Saturday, May 3rd, we'll be having the Word Labyrinth Day. So we're going to ask you to stop by. Is it all, I don't know if it's all day or a specific time.
Convene at
2 o'clock. So we convene at 2 o'clock on Saturday, May 3rd for Word Labyrinth Day. And then on May 4th, I'm going to ask you to stay behind after the service for a discussion of our bylaws with Reverend Michelle, right? So make a note of that, May 4th, right after service. And then on May 5th, we'll be having the Temple Diaspora, and that is an online link-up of members of the Temple of Light community that are outside of Jamaica. And it will be hosted by Reverend Michelle, Marguerite Orain, and Carol Orain. So all Temple members online, join up for that. Note it, May 5th. At what time? I don't see the time here, Reverend Michelle.
It's at 6, and we'll be sending out in the newsletter
Okay,
the link to register.
right. So it's at 6 p.m. and they'll be sending out the link to register. And then also on Tuesday, May 6th, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., we'll be having a grief therapist, Lorraine Jones Lawrence, and she will be in the book room. That's 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, May 6th. And then Labor Day, Friday, May 23rd. And the theme is THC, Thrive in 2025. And that's teas, herbs, and container gardening. We're doing a lot of gardening this year. You know? Okay. Which is very good. Very good. Gardening is a wonderful spiritual practice, actually. And then we're going to have some fun. Our Family Fun Day on Saturday, July 12th. So make a note of that, July 12th. And the Family Fun Day, and we're going to go to Conoco Falls and Parks in St. Anne. It's in Ocherius, and Ocherius can be St. Anne or St. Mary. I don't know which one of it is. So that donation, tithes, and offerings. If you wish to support our ministry financially, we have 2 payment options, but I think if you go to donate.templeoflightcsl.org, the 2 options will be made available to you, right? We have one for local donations, secureeasypayments.com, and for overseas, secureeasypayments.com, but they have different endings, so to speak. So thank you for your donations, as together we support a world that works for everyone. I know that foundation is the prayer of our ministry. So if you need prayer support, contact Reverend Michelle at prayer.templeoflightcsl.org. And Reverend Anna, our staff minister, is available to pray with you immediately following our service. And you can also call 876-289-0907. And grief support and counseling are also available. Call 876-927-6145. And please remember, our QR code is pasted in strategic areas for your convenience, so you can participate in the service easily from your device. And that concludes our messages. So we're going to ask you to stand again as we sing our first hymn, Over the Mountain.
God is the life that lives through me, living the life that I can be. I know the life that lives through me, lives through the world I love. Over the mountain, over the sea, God is the life that lives in me. I feel the life that I can be, living the world I love. God is the life that shines through me.
Actually, in your programs are issuing a card with the QR code. You can bring it with you, scan it, and you have everything right here. Show and tell. There we go. There we go. Show and tell. Thank you so much. Looks just like this. And you're always in the right place.
So things may appear to be out of sync a little this morning. So in that awareness, I'm just going to do a treatment of light to bring us back into sync. All right? So just relax, close your eyes, and know with me that there's one light. That light is God. That light is omniscience. That light is wisdom. That light is clarity. That light is our light now. So we see clearly. We know we are guided divinely. We know what to do. We know when to do it, and we know how to do it. So I know our lives proceed in perfect divine order. So in this recognition of this light that guides our path into the paths of all that is good, I give thanks. I give thanks for this light. So in this recognition, let us now declare and sing that God is light. So in this light, it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker this morning. She is the oldest, no, she's the longest serving of our practitioners here at the Temple of Light. She is a master facilitator, and I know that our service this morning will enrich your consciousness. So I give you Sandra.
Good morning, everyone. Grand Rising. And I'm really, really grateful that you brought your divine sparkle here this morning. You know, there are lots of things happening around the city, but you made a specific choice to be here. And I acknowledge you and appreciate you for that. I believe that your soul guided you this morning. You had to come, and so here you are. And so this space is better because of you. So turn to someone near to you and say, you truly are a blessing in this space. You truly are a blessing in this space. Now, let us breathe together and affirm. Today, I welcome miracles. I am open, I am willing, I am guided. Together. Today, I welcome miracles. I am open, I am willing, I am guided. Now, before we go into the meat of this morning's message, I have a couple of questions for you. Raise your hands high in the air if you set goals that you wish to accomplish this year. Okay, that's it, well, most of us. Now, raise your hands again if you think that you are well on your way to their accomplishment. Now, raise your hands if you have started the process but haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish yet. All right, now the last one. Now, raise your hands if you haven't done anything yet. Whoa, I'm impressed. Or you kind of don't want to admit it. But let me be impressed that you have started. Okay? So, but wherever you are now is right where you need to be. Because the message this morning is about enriching the soil of possibilities. And we'll explore exactly how we can actively nurture and transform our dreams into demonstrations and our resolutions into results. Now, throughout the month of April, we have played with the metaphor of sowing and reaping based on our theme, Fertilizing the Future. And just as farmers and gardeners must tend to their soil to ensure a bountiful harvest, we also must nurture our inner environment to provide sustenance for our goals and our dreams. I'm talking about consciousness here. That is a soil in which the seeds of our desires, our dreams, and divine ideas are planted. Remember the parable of the sower and the seed? Yes. Okay. So this guy scatters seeds on different kinds of soil. Some fall on the path and are eaten by birds. Some fall on rocky ground and wither, and some fall among thorns and are choked, while others fall on good soil and produce a fruitful harvest. Now, our master teacher, Jesus, explains that this is what happens when we receive divine ideas, guidance, and inspiration. Some of us will hear it, but are closed-minded. The soil of our consciousness tough. Others have shallow soil, good intentions, but very little spiritual discipline. When we don't understand our internalized principle, the message is easily taken away by external influences, symbolized by the birds. Another way to put it is when challenges come, our faith withers. Now, another set of us is overrun by busyness, old stories, which, like weeds, choke our good intentions. But when we cultivate good ground, consciousness that is open, prepared, and aligned with principle, possibilities spring forth 100-fold. It follows then that the quality of the soil, or our consciousness, fed by our thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs, can either facilitate or hinder our spiritual understanding and transformation. So the dreams and goals that we have are like seeds, full of potential and waiting for the right conditions to grow and flourish. The question is, what kind of consciousness are we planting them into? Remember that soil represents consciousness, the combination of our beliefs, our thoughts, our feelings, and receptivity to the Word of God. Emma Curtis Hopkins, the teacher of teachers, said, and I quote, "There is good for me, and I ought to have it." Doesn't that sound good? Let's say it together. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. That declaration becomes fertilizer. When we speak it, we feel it, we believe it, and act from it. It prepares the soil of our consciousness to receive, to grow, and blossom our divine ideas into manifestation. Now, God has already placed the divine potential into each one of us. But how we tend the soil, or how we nurture our consciousness, determines whether that potential thrives or withers. Now, let's look at 4 practices that you can apply immediately to nurture and enrich the soil of your life, making it fertile for divine possibilities. Now, the first thing you need to do is to remove the weeds. No farmer will plant in a bed that is full of weeds and stones and so on. You have to remove the weeds. You have to release your limiting beliefs. So you can't plant something new where something old is choking the roots. Ask yourself, what do I believe about myself that is no longer true? This is food for thought. Where do I carry old pain, shame, or scarcity that's taking up space in my consciousness? It's so important to dig deeply and look for these things. And so I'm going to give you a spiritual weed pulling practice. Every morning and every evening, write down one thought that no longer serves you. And then just use your pen or pencil. A red ink pen would be nice. And just cross it out physically. And then replace it with an affirmation. So a limiting belief could be, oh, I can't afford it. How many of you relate to that? I see a few hands sneaking up. I can't afford it. And so we can replace it with an affirmation that states, divine substance is my supply. I fund my goals with ease. Divine substance is my, let's say it together. Divine substance is my supply. I fund my goals with ease. Now, this part was kind of inspired by Carol in our message on Tuesday, the Spiritual Mind Healing Service. And it says, turning your painful past into fertilizer. So I'll tell you her title. Now, oftentimes we reflect on the past, but in a way that nurtures the experience of the past, in a negative way. So we bring up the old hurts, we bring up the disappointments, and we dwell on them, and we feel bad all over again. So instead of dwelling on the resulting pain and heartbreak from the past, sometimes 20 years ago, long time, think of it as Carol calls it, holy crap. Manure or fertilizer for the soul and for your spiritual growth. Thanks for that, Carol. And so no matter how painful the past may have been, it can play a crucial role in enriching our inner soil, making it more fertile for future growth, so that we proactively transform the decayed aspects of our past into enriching compost, creating an environment brimming with possibilities. And you can do this by firstly acknowledging the hurt. Yeah, this happens. Some of us are big into denial. Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't care. So we need to acknowledge it. And as you're doing composting, you gather the scraps. And these are like the leftovers in your heart. The old wounds, the betrayals, the regrets, the disappointments. But you're going to do it without judgment, just awareness. And say to yourself, this too has value. So without saying, what them do to me or what them do to me. No, just say, okay, this happened, and it's bringing me value. The second thing you can do with regards to creating this compost is to just bless the experience. Adding the spiritual enzyme of forgiveness. Spiritual enzyme of forgiveness. The blessing is not for the pain, but for the wisdom that it contains and for the growth that it brings. The third thing in this taking advantage of the compost is just releasing it and let it break down, because when you put your scraps together, you have to leave it alone for a while. And you have to turn it up, you have to, turn the pile, mulch it. So in our meditation and in our journaling, we can visualize placing the hurt into the soil of the soul. Let it just decompose naturally. Not rushed, but lovingly surrendered. Isn't that a powerful image? And so affirm, I surrender this situation to the divine within me. It is transformed into insight, understanding, and renewed wisdom. Let's say together, I surrender this situation to the divine within me. It is transformed into insight, understanding, and renewed wisdom. It is transformed into wisdom, insight, and renewed wisdom. Okay. And then you have to harvest that rich soil, so that that is what you're going to plant your dreams and so on in. And so you ask yourself, what has this pain taught me? And use what you have learned to nourish your spiritual walk. And there's an affirmation. From this I grow. I rise wiser, deeper, stronger, and free. From this I grow. Let's say it together. From this I grow. I rise wiser, deeper, stronger, and free. Now, I have to share a little story. I've been working a lot out of Kingston the past 4 or so weeks. And last week I went to Savlamar. I stayed at the only hotel they had in the town. Nice place, comfortable. And the night before I was scheduled to leave, I was being picked up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I kept waking up. The children say, are we there yet? Are we there yet? So I kept saying to myself, is it time yet? Is it time yet? And so I woke up at 2, went back to sleep, woke up at 4, and couldn't sleep. So I said, let me drink some water. At least if I drink it now, it will pass. So I reached to the nightside table and tried to get the bottle of water, and it rolled off onto the floor. Now, wise as I thought I was, I reached down to find this bottle of water, and I tumbled off the bed, flat on my face. And I have the scars to prove it. It was a very physically painful, frightening experience. I bled profusely. The room had no phone. The front desk was closed off in the night. And of course, the kitchen was closed, so I could get no ice. So I did a quick affirmation. I said, God, you got this. Couldn't say anything else because nothing else would come to me. I just said, God, you got this. And I got up, I went to the bathroom, and I washed as much as I could. Anyway, I managed to tidy up and finish packing, and my ride came for me at 6. And I came home. And of course, I kept going into my mind and thinking, Sandra, how could you have been so silly? And I kept berating myself for Why didn't you turn on the light to look for the bottle and so on? And so I came home and I reflected some more and I said, what is this teaching you? What is the lesson from this experience? And the lesson for me is I have to manage my body differently. That's been an acknowledgement that I have not really wanted to do, because it's like I'm up and down and doing and getting, and so I've fallen many times. And this one now has made me realize I need to be more present, I need to be more aware, I need to be more mindful. And so out of the hurt, the discomfort, and also there was gratitude. There's so much more that could have happened that I don't even want to articulate at this time. And so I'm just grateful that it was just what it was. And that this too shall pass. Vance said to me this morning, he thought it was a new kind of makeup. So yeah, it's all about how you see things. And so when we can reframe the quote-unquote negative things that appear to happen to us, and we can see the light in it, we can see the joy in it, we can see the lesson in it, it can make such a difference to what's happening for us. And so going on to or continuing the steps for fertilizing and enriching our soil of possibilities, we have to fertilize our faith. Faith is, as we say, the fertilizer of our spiritual soil. Not blind faith, oh, I wish, but positive expectancy and active expectancy. It's a kind that says, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know that with God, all things are possible. Hebrews 11 verse 1 tells us, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. Finish it for me. The evidence of things not seen. Faith is not a vague thing. It's invisible material from which the visible is formed. Okay? So when we say things like, oh, but out of nowhere, it's not coming out of nowhere. It is coming from that invisible energy that is ours always to pull from. And so here's a daily faith-feeding practice. I want you to speak aloud 3 things that you're calling in. 3 desires that you want for yourself, as if they are already happening. And this is a big part of realizing your dreams. Speaking it is one part of it, but it needs to get to that feeling space where we generate energy around that thing. Right? So for example, and these are mine. I am grateful for business opportunities that prosper me. You can make up your own. So I'm grateful for business opportunities that prosper me. I'm grateful for a healthy, happy body. I'm grateful that my taxes are paid in full. And I said, especially this last one, I've been saying that for a couple of years, and I took great advantage of the amnesty last month. So my taxes are paid in full, and I'm grateful. So think about your own, what are some of the things that you want to state and declare and be grateful for? And of course, the last of the 4 practices, water with your spiritual practice. You have to give it daily nourishment. You don't just plant it something and leave it there to grow. I had the pleasure of going through the Holland bamboo. What do you call it? Holland bamboo. During Hurricane Beryl, that beautiful Jamaican icon of nature, Beryl took its toll. And a lot of those bamboo roots were pulled out, and it really looked very shabby. From the pictures I saw, and from the beginning to the end of that, I think about 4 miles of road, you could see that bamboo had regrown. I was driving under a canopy the whole time, whereas the photographs were showing wide open spaces to the sun. Right? So it will grow back, it will grow, it will flourish. And so we have to feed it with our faith. Your soil needs regular spiritual nourishment. If your only watering is on Sundays, hello, the soil going dry up. So coming to church, and you feel good to come to church on a Sunday, but rest of the week is blaming and complaining and worrying and doubting. You know, the soil going dry up. You have to do this thing every day. Sunday is only a part of it. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, said, "You do not have a problem except the one that is in your own mind. And you put it there." You don't have a problem unless it's the one that's in your own mind. And you put it there, end of quote. So we must replace the mental patterns with consistent spiritual watering. And that is through meditation, affirmative prayer, visioning, gratitude, and thoughts that are in alignment with what it is that you want. Thoughts that are in alignment with the highest and best. So here's another soul ritual. I think this would be the second to last slide. So every morning, speak an affirmation. Even if it's just to say, "I'm so grateful to be alive, awake, and aware." Every single morning. That is like your light, because plants need sunlight. The second thing is to just practice 5 minutes of stillness. That's your moisture. Just be still for 5 minutes. And the third thing, just write down what you are grateful for. Gratitude provides nutrients. To just affirm gratitude for what you have and for what is yet to come. It doesn't take long to do that. This is like a 10-minute ritual. But just like watering a plant, consistency brings the bloom. Now, I have a lady who's been working with me for 42 years this year, Cynthia. And about 2 years ago, I got excited when the Forestry Department was offering plants, free plants. And I went and I bought a guava tree. And the guava tree is now about 8 feet tall. And she came to work one morning and she cussed me out rotten. I said, "What happened? If you cannot buy something them and water them and look after them, then don't buy them." And she brought a leaf that she had taken from the tree that was just crisp and dry. It's not going to grow properly if you don't water it. I mean, after 42 years, she can take liberty. But she was right, because that's not my thing. I just want to look at them and see that them look pretty. So she'll come every morning, and the first thing she does, even before she changes her clothes, is to get the bucket and walk around the house and water the plants on the veranda. Right? So we need to do this consistently so that we can have our bloom. Okay? So if you're struggling, for example, with your career or your business, you have the passion, you have the purpose, you have the ideas, the talent, and you have the creative energy. But the thing is, what is the soil? I mean, the seed. So that's the seed. But what about the soil of your consciousness? Are you nurturing your dreams, or are you doubting them? Are you feeding your vision, or are you feeding your fear? Are you showing up with expectancy, this is going to happen, or with resignation? Lord have mercy, the economy. You know what? You have to be present to what you are thinking. So when you begin tending to this soil, releasing old narratives, affirming your worth, staying close to spirit, opportunities appear, energy returns, and new pathways open. And that's how possibilities bloom, my friends. The soil of your life is sacred ground. Your harvest is within. Every desire planted in your heart is a divine seed. But the harvest doesn't come by hoping. You know the song, is it Petula Clark, wishing and hoping? We can't just wish and hope, we have to do something. It comes by enriching the soil. You don't have to create the seed. You don't have to force the bloom. Your only job is to make the soil ready. So remember, just to wrap up the 4 practices, remove what no longer serves, so you have to weed out. Fertilize with faith, and that includes bringing up some of the old stuff and just allowing it to be compost, manure for your rich harvest. Water with your spiritual practice, and just trust the divine timing of the bloom. Galatians 6:9 states, let us not grow weary in doing good. It can't be a doing. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So this week I invite you to do your spiritual gardening every single day. Identify one weed and pull it out with truth. I'm not good enough. Hey, I can do all things through the power of divine consciousness that strengthens me. Speak one faith-filled affirmation. Just gave you one. Water your soil with spiritual nourishment of consistent prayer, meditation, and practice. You have planted the seeds and your harvest is waiting. The possibilities are endless, but the soil is yours to enrich. I'm going to give you one last affirmation, and then I'm just going to invite you to go in consciousness with me in an affirmative prayer. So the last consciousness, last slide. I am a fertile field of divine ideas. My mind is clear, my heart is open, and my life is rich with possibility. Let's say it together. I am a fertile field for divine ideas. My mind is clear, my heart is open, and my life is rich with possibility. So take a deep breath and just close your eyes. Audience. There is one infinite presence. It's creative, it's abundant, and it's alive in all things. It flows through me now as potential promise and power. Right here and now, I declare that I am enriching the soil of my life. I tend to my inner garden with love, clarity, and faith. I release weeds of fear, doubt, and limitation, pulling them up by the roots and making room for seeds of greatness, fresh ideas, divine inspiration, and courageous dreams. I nourish the ground of my consciousness with truth, with beauty, with affirming thoughts that call forth joy, wisdom, and new beginnings. My dreams take root in the rich, receptive soil I have prepared, and I water them daily with gratitude and trust, knowing that the divine gardener within me guides their growth. I remain patient, present, and open, knowing that right outcomes blossom in divine timing. With a grateful heart, I release this prayer into the law, knowing it is already done. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste. Thank you, friends. And so we're going to go on to our musical item, but before we do, you know, we have been nurturing the soil of our own consciousness as a spiritual community. And one of the seeds that that was sown into this soil is that of expanding our music ministry. And so it is my joy to share this morning that we have been blessed with a brand new set of drums. Let's acknowledge that. And there's a bass guitar to follow. But this morning, it is our pleasure to welcome, it's Damani Smith. Damani. Welcome. Damani is a student of Angela Elliott at the Music House, and he's also a student, is it UWI or UTEC? UWI. Okay, student of the University of the West Indies. And this morning he has just been sort of, you know, providing a little rhythm for the songs we've been playing. And he's just going to give us a little taste of his own talent. Damani, welcome. Take it away. With our musical item.
Morning, everyone. Grand Rising. How are we doing? All right. So, the message this morning had so many nuggets. I'm sure we took away so many things from it. But for me, I really will have to start doing that whole approach to just redirecting the thought based on not trying to see the situation for what it is, but what can be learned from it, and continue to water the soils of possibilities whenever it is that I come upon a situation I can't manage. So I hope that this song helps you to recognize the value and remember that there's always greater possibilities around us. All right? Take it away.
Thy faithfulness, O God, thy Father, there is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold bigness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness. Join in with me. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Thank you.
Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's just give them another round of applause. And also at this time, I'm going to ask you to take out your love offerings. You know? And we're going to do the love offering blessing. So say with me, lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase, and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. So be it. Thank you, Father. And so it is. So we're going to do our second congregational song, I Believe, I Receive. And you can place your love offering in the receptacles at the front while we are singing this song. Stand for it.
I plant my thoughts in sacred soil, with faith and love so strong, and watch my dreams for as I toil, with joy I sing this song. I believe, I receive, I believe, and then I say yes, 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 I believe, I receive, my good comes endlessly.
You may be seated. So I'm just going to ask Sandy if you could do the blessing of the love offering.
So we give thanks for the flow, the generosity, the unlimited givingness of spirit through each and every one of us. We recognize that our source is God always and forever, and our source is infinite. It gives through us easily, freely, and we receive it with love and with joy and with gratitude. And so knowing that these gifts serve to spread the word of truth, to expand the work of this spiritual community, my heart is full and I am grateful. And so we believe and we receive and know that we receive always the abundance and the blessings of spirit in every way, in any way that we declare and we know and accept. And so I release these words now with a sense of joy and deep thanksgiving for their absolute and perfect fulfillment. I do rejoice that all this is so now, and so it is.
Thanks to all the people who have helped to make this service possible. But before that, I'm going to ask Reverend Michelle to introduce our grief therapist, Lorraine Jones Lawrence.
Morning, family. So, we've been talking about the grief support group, and it's going to be starting, and people have been saying, who is this Lorraine Jones? So she's in the audience. If you don't mind standing, if you want to come up and say something, you can. You don't have to, but I want you all to recognize this beloved. It was upon her first time that she offered to be in service, you all. Yes, we are grateful. And she's deeply committed to this, so I just wanted you all to see who is going to be available on Tuesday evening, starting on the 6th from 6 to 7:30. Thank you so much for your service.
So thank you, Reverend Michelle. Our flowers this morning, Sean. Okay, it's done by Sean. So let's give him a round of applause. Of course, our musicians. We have Damani, Ordale as usual, and Davella, of course. We have to also recognize our hospitality ministry as they are waiting to give us some nourishment for our bodies after the service. Okay, Reverend Michelle has something to say about our hospitality.
Just do the announcements. You all today, the food will be outside as per usual, but if you notice, you have tables to eat on in our annex, which we purchased. Up until Friday, we've been renting tables. And so we have a grant for Step Into Your Future, and the young people need something to write on, so we bought tables, but you all get to benefit from it. That's how that happens. So.
Yeah. Our ushers this morning, Yvonne and Jen. Okay, and Jen also. And of course, our tech team, Chevrolet and Lauren this morning. And of course, for everyone in the sanctuary to make it here, because we know it's Carnival Sunday, so we know that it wasn't easy getting here. And I won't keep you much longer because we have to get out of here before they lock off the roads. All right. So I'm going to ask Sandy to close us out.
Thank you, Vance. Oh, it is a joy for me to just call on the presence of Spirit, to just know that this Sunday morning service is that which fuels our week. It is that from which we learn and grow and thrive and prosper as we pull on the messages and we pull on the lessons learned, and we know that Spirit is always expressing in, through, as, for, and with us in everything, in all circumstances. So as we leave this place this morning, I know that we go with God, we go with good. I know our path is clear, our way is easy as we get to our respective destinations with joy and with comfort. I truly give thanks for every soul that has showed up this morning, and to know that we continue to bless each other as we move forward on this path of spiritual growth and unfoldment. For this I am grateful, and I release my word now, accepting its perfect fulfillment. Thank you, God, that this is so, and so it is.
So it is.
And we sing the peace song.
Just before we do the peace song, I'm going to ask you to send your affirmations to the Temple of Light so that we can put them out in our thought for the day, right? Okay, now the peace song.